প্র্যাকটিসেও যাবো আজকে। তো এর মধ্যে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটা ব্যাপার আছে, সেটা হলো তোমার এই এই জিনিসটাকে তোমরা চিনো, দেখো তো ভোকেশনাল কেস নাম শুনেছো কখনো? ভোকেশনাল কেস এই নামটা শুনেছি কখনো আমরা?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm also now in the Shuddhakar mood. That's why telling in Bengali. I'm sorry. Okay, so vocational case. Actually, vocational case. Uh, Let me give you an example here. He said Rana, comma, open the door. So here, what type of sentence the reported species? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, it's imperative sentence.
Imperative. So as we know that an imperative sentence gets started with a verb, that is open the door. That part is called imperative. So what about this noun Rana? It is called vocative case. Actually case are of four kinds, but the use of vocative case is very nominal in English. That's why generally at the beginning we don't learn about it. Generally we learn that we have three type of cases: subjective, objective, and possessive. But actually there is another type of case, that is vocative case, and I can assure you one thing, that you will always see that the vocative case will be separated by a comma, always. Like here, after Rana we have a comma. That means Rana is not the subject here. It is also not the object here. So what is it? It is vocative case. So vocative case can be put at the beginning of the sentence like Rana. It can also be put at the end of the sentence like open the door Rana. Then after door, that is before Rana, you will have a comma. That means the main thing is that Rana will always be separated by a comma. In fact, Rana or the vocative case can also be put at the middle of the sentence. Then before and after, before Rana and after Rana, there will be two comma if it is placed at the middle of the sentence. So vocative case can be put anywhere in the sentence, at the beginning, at the end, or in fact in the middle also, but it will be always separated with a single comma or double commas. So that is the identification of vocative case. That this is vocative case. We have known about it right now. So what to do? What to do if we have vocative case in our reported speech? That is the question, because we have to work with our vocative case here. So what to do if we have vocative case in our reported speech? That is the thing. Okay. So first, let me tell you one thing, that vocative case itself are of two kinds. I'm repeating again. Vocative case itself are of two kinds. What is this? Is one kind which always indicate name, like Rana, Korim, Ruhim, etc. There is another type of vocative case. Let me show you another example here. He say friend open the door. This friend is also an example of vocative case. So vocative case can be a name. It can also be a relation, like father, mother, sister, brother, friend, son, daughter, etc. And it can directly be a name. So there are two types of treatment for two types of vocative case. If you have the name, I'm telling you, first thing, this is the main thing. if you have any noun as your vocative case, or in simple words we can say if you have any name as your vocative case, then always what you have to do, you have to use that vocative case as the object of the reporting verb. This is point number one. It's only for the noun, not about relation. Relation is also a noun, but it's not a name actually. So it's a personal name. If we have any name, then that name should be used as the object of the reporting verb. That is the thing. I'm repeating again. If we have a name, then that name should be used as the object of the reporting verb. Okay? So we can take an example. We can write down the answer of this sentence here. The first sentence. So we are thinking, or we are assuming that we have this Rana as the object here. That means the sentence will be something like he said. So we should use to, because we are taking an object here. He said to Rana. Then from here, open the door. This is the question. Because Rana already has come here. So always if you have the name as your vocative case, and keep it in mind that vocative case will always be separated by comma. So vocative case, that vocative case, or a name vocative case or a noun vocative case should always become the object, should always become the object of the reporting verb. So think that you have an object here. So the answer will be like this. He told Rana. To will not come here. He told Rana. So you have used this Rana as the object here. That means we don't have any Rana here. It's not here. So we only have opened the door, which is an imperative sentence. And according to the rules of imperative sentence, in the place of inverted comma, we have to take to or not to, as the sentence is in affirmative sense. So we are taking to, Rana, to, then rest of the sentence, because the first verb will always be in present form. Open the door. We don't have anything here to change. Okay, this is the answer. This is the answer. Okay, is there any message for me here? Wait. Oh, sorry. Whose camera is turned off? Najib? Nakib? Is there any problem? Okay. Adnan, my voice is clear? Is there any issue?
No, sir.
Okay,
Voice
fine.
is clear.
Okay, so I think it's clear to you right now. So we have taken the answer of example number 1. Now we'll work on example number 2, where we will have this type of vocative case. This is not a name actually. It's also a noun, but it's not a name. Rather, it's the relation. So this is something different from example number 1 actually. So here the answer will be like this. Addressing as, at the very beginning you have to put addressing as, then that vocative case will come after addressing as. Addressing as friend, addressing as friend. So think that you have used this friend here, addressing as. So think that we don't have any friend here in the reported space. So our sentence is very simple now. He said, and inside inverted comma we have opened the door. That means the rule is that any vocative case which is not a name will come here at the very beginning of the sentence after addressing as. Addressing as friend, addressing as brother, addressing as father, addressing as sister, like this. So we don't have it here. It has already come here. So we have only he said, open the door. So the thing is very simple now. We will start from the beginning. He requested to open the door. Sorry, I may may have made a mistake in the first sentence where I have written told. Actually, it would not be told. Rather, it would be either requested or advised because it's an imperative sentence. I forgot it. Like it, requested to open the door like this. So I think it's clear. So if you have any question, you can tell me. If you have any question about vocative case, you can tell me. Any issue?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. It's fine. So now I am asking you some question. First one is for Rufai. Rufai, how many types of vocative cases are there?
2 types.
2 types. So very good. Okay, good. Now Ulay, you tell me how to find out that this word is a vocative case?
So it will be separated by comma.
Yes, it will always be separated by a comma. It is very easy to understand. Okay, you are right. Okay, Adnan, you tell me. Rufai has already told that there are 2 types of vocative cases. So first one is any name, and second one is any relation. Okay, so if we have any name as the vocative case, then how to answer it?
The name will be
Where it will
used.
be used?
It will be used as the subject of the
Subject or object?
object.
Of the what?
Object of the reported speech.
Reported
Reporting
speech?
verb. Reporting verb.
Reporting verb, right, right. Okay, Nazib, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nazib, you tell me, what if we have any relation as vocative case? Then how to answer it? Addressing as should be written at the very beginning, and then we should put that vocative case after addressing as, and then we should start from the beginning. Actually, you can say. So now, Nazib, I'm giving you an example. You please try to tell me the answer. The example will be like this. The father said, I'm repeating again, the father said, okay, now inverted comma, the father said, inverted comma, my sons, S-O-N-S, my sons, comma, inside inverted comma, in the reported speech you are writing, my sons, comma, I am going to die very soon. I am going to die very soon. Full stop, end of inverted comma. Anyone can answer it. That is, anyone can write down the answer, but don't tell.
Sir, can
Nazim,
you
see
say
yourself.
the sentence again?
Okay, I'm repeating. The
Sir,
old man, I'm repeating. The old man said, then inside inverted comma, that is inverted comma will be started. Inside inverted comma, it will be written, my sons, comma, I am going to die very soon. Full stop, end of inverted comma. That is the sentence.
Okay, sir.
Najib, it's your turn.
The old man addressed.
Listen, we should put addressing as at the very beginning of the sentence. This is the thing you have to keep in mind.
Addressing as sons, the old man said
Addressing
that
as
he
sons.
is
No. The old man said my sons, not only sons.
Yes, sir. Addressing as my sons,
Addressing as your
the
son.
old man said,
Addressing as your son, or the old man's son.
Addressing as his sons.
His sons. Yes, you have to change it according to the needs. Is it clear, Najib? Because
Yes, sir.
when if you say you are writing the answer, so if you say addressing as my sons, it will indicate that addressing as your sons. It's not the case. The case is that the old man is telling my son, but whenever I am writing the answer, it is indicating that the old man is third person for me. It's not first person because it's not inside inverted comma now. Is it okay? So it will be like this, addressing as his son, addressing as his sons. The old man said that he was going. This is the simple case, simple, as we do in general. Okay, I think it's clear. Okay, now Ulay, this one for you. The sons said, the sons said, inverted comma, Father, what happened to you? What happens to you? I'm sorry, not happened. It will be in present tense. What happens to you? Interrogative mark. Okay. You can write down the answer and then tell me. You can take time.
Sir, what happens to you? I didn't understand this part. Like, wouldn't it be what happened to you?
What happens to you?
Okay, sir, I'll try.
Actually, that is the sequence sentence. In the first sentence, the father has told that he's going to die. That's why the sons are asking him that what happens to him.
Addressing as their father, the sons ask what happened to him.
Okay, will it be better if I say that addressing as father, the sons asked the old man what
What
happened
happened
to
to him?
him?
Yes, sir.
Will it not be better?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because you should mention the object here. Why
Yes,
you should
sir.
mention the object here? Because you have second person subject in your reported speech, which is you. What happens to you? You see, there is you. So whenever you will have you in your reported speech, you must take your object in the reporting verb, and the object here is the old man. So the answer will be like this: addressing as father, not their father, because it's not mentioned there that our father, what happens to, it's not like this, it's only father, what happened to. So addressing, but in the first sentence it was mentioned that my sons, that's why we were telling that he addressing as his sons. That is the case. I think it's clear now. Okay. Another thing is that sometimes you will see that the sentence will remain incomplete. Sometimes you will see the sentence will remain actually incomplete. Like, I can give you an example first. He said, sorry. Only sorry. So can this single word be a sentence? What do you think, everyone? Can this single word be a sentence here? Sorry. Is it a sentence? Is it a sentence, this word? No, it's not a sentence. So without a proper sentence, you can't make them indirect even. So that is, in that case, you will have this type of sentence many a times in your passage narration. That is the thing. Passage narration actually will trouble you in this way. That is sorry, only sorry. So first, what you have to do, you have to think that if it should be a sentence, then what thing it should have? It must have a subject and it must have a verb. But verb is the mandatory thing. Sometimes it is okay if you don't have any subject for imperative sentence, but generally we must have a finite verb, or even keep aside finite, whatever there is. We must have a verb to have a complete sentence, and without a complete sentence you can't make it indirect. So what will be its full form? Can anybody tell me? What did he actually say? He told sorry, that's okay. But what was the actual sentence?
I
Like
am sorry.
sometimes,
I am sorry.
Yes, I am sorry. Sometime, suppose someone is asking you that which class do you read in? You can only answer that eight. Only you can answer it. Okay. You can always also answer that in class eight. And you class you can also answer in the in the full sense that I read in class 8. Here the sentence is complete because you have used the subject I and the verb read. Unless you are using the subject and verb, the sentence is not complete itself. So sometime the subject and verb will be common, and as you are solving a passage narration, so it will be very much easy to find out who is the subject here. Very much easy. So you just have to complete the sentence yourself in your mind, then narrate it, or then make it indirect. So if you assume that this sentence is I am sorry, then it's very much easy to solve now. So okay, he said that he, I will be he, am will be was, sorry. Okay, it's fine. I think it's clear now. It's very simple thing. Simple but very common thing. You will have, I can assure you that most of the passages you will have this type of sentence where the sentence will be incomplete. You will have to put the subject and verb yourself to make it complete first. Then you should make or go for the narration. Okay. Now come to another point. There is I'm giving you few words. There is congratulations, welcome, and thanks or thank you. These are the three words. They are totally unique in passage narration. Totally. If you have this type of words in your reported speech, not in reporting verb, reported speech, then you will go in a different way actually. I can give you an example. He said to me, thank you. Okay, the exact rule is that if you have any one of them in your reported speech, then this word will be used directly as the reporting verb. I'm repeating again. This word, whatever thank or congratulate or welcome, it will directly be used as the reporting verb. That is, it will come in the place of said directly. That is the thing. So here the answer will be he. Sorry. He thanked me. Why me? This me is not this one. Rather, we have you here. So you has got me and it has become me itself. Not this one is coming here. You is becoming me and is coming here. He thanked me. You see? You see the main focus point is thank. So if your sentence is like this, he said to me, congratulations. Then the answer will be, he congratulated me. He said to me, welcome. He welcomed me. That is the way. You just have to remember these three words. Then it's okay. And what to do with them also. I'm rubbing the board. If you have any confusion with these three words, you can ask me now. Or I'm going to the next phase. Sorry. Then we have few words which we can say that welcoming words, like I can say good morning, goodbye, good day, like this, happy birthday, happy marriage ceremony, like this. if you have this type of words in your reported speech, that means inside inverted comma, if you have this type of words, then in the place of said in the reporting verb, you should use wished. In the place of said, we should use wished. Wished. Okay? And then no conjunction will come in the place of inverted comma. Rather, directly the reported speech will come here. I'm repeating again. You should not put anything for inverted comma here in this type of sentence. Rather, put that reported speech directly after wished. Like, he said to me, good morning. So actually, by this phrase, he is wishing me. That's why we should use he wished. And true will not come here, we know that. Me. This line will come directly here. Nothing for the inverted comma here. Good morning. G will be in small form. That is the thing. But if you see that here we have good night or goodbye, anything like this. That is what kind of phrases with which we actually forbid someone. Then we should use bade here instead of wished. Bade. Suppose we have good night. So it will be he bade me, B-A-D-E. He bade me good night. So these are the things we have to focus for a passage narration. Okay, now we'll solve only a set of narration, and then I will come to you to find out your answer, whatever you have written. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, wait, give me 1 minute only. Okay, the screen of my phone is been shared now. I think you can see it. And we'll only solve number 7 here. Number 7. Very simple one, a single one. But please try to make it imperfect.
স্যার যদি went থাকে এটা had gone হয়ে যাবে
Yes,
না?
if you have verb 2, then it will be had plus verb 3. But sir, please try to speak in English.
ওকে স্যার। So if it is now, will it be then?
Yes.
Sir, I have solved it.
Okay, I'm coming to you. Wait. Okay, we can take 2 more minutes. We should finish by that time. Okay, the time is up. We are solving number 7. Abhias,
Yes, sir.
have you written the answers?
Yes, sir. Sheshwani.
Okay, finish it. I'm coming to you. Shamik,
Yes, sir.
have you finished?
অল্প বাকি আছে
Shamik, can't hear you clearly.
অল্প একটু বাকি আছে
Okay, but your sound is actually not clear. Okay, finish it. I'm coming to you. Ulay, I'm coming to you later because if you tell the answer, then others will write it down. That is the problem.
Yes, sir.
Adnan, have you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abrar, what about you? Abrar, can you hear me? Abrar. Ahmed Abrar, are you there? Farabi.
Yes,
Farabi,
sir.
have you finished?
Sir, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay. Rufait,
Yes, sir.
have you finished, Rufait?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Najib Nakib, Najib,
Yes, sir.
Have you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Nakib, you tell me the answer. What you have written. Nakib? Nakib? Nakib, are you there? Nazib, are you there?
স্যার আমি লিখতে পারিনি
Okay, listen, I'm telling the answer and you please match, everyone please match it. If you face any difference, then you can tell me. First, where did you go yesterday, said Lippy. So first we have to find out who is the listener here. So Mina is the listener here. At the end we can see it. So Lippy is asking Mina about this question. So Lippy asked Mina where is being used as in the inverted comma. Then we have did you go yesterday, and we have to make it assertive first. Its assertive form will be you went yesterday. Because of did, the verb will take its second form, that is past form, in the assertive sentence, not narration. We have made it assertive, that is you went yesterday. Now we have to turn it into indirect, that is you is actually Mina here, that is the object, so it will be she. We should put m in capital letter inside bracket after she. It is mandatory here, because if you only write she without indicating, then she can also indicate Lippy and also Mina. So how the examiner will understand? That's why you'll have to put the first letter of in capital actually inside bracket after that pronoun. So it will be she, and we have now went. It has become went because of did in its assertive form. So it will be had gone, and yesterday will be the previous day. So I'm telling you the total answer of this sentence. Lippy asked Mina where she had gone the previous day. Or you can also say last day. Okay. Those who have finished, if you face any issue with my sentence, you can ask me. Okay. Then I'm coming to the second sentence. I went to Chittagong to see my mother, said Mina. It's very simple, Mina. Okay, first sentence, total sentence will be Lippy asked Mina where she had gone. She inside bracket, after she we should write m inside bracket, where she had gone the previous day. Then second line, Mina replied that she had gone. We have went here in verb 2. She had gone to Chittagong to see her mother. She had gone to Chittagong to see her mother. The next line, she has been suffering from high blood pressure. This sentence or this reported speech is also been said by Mina. We can see that this sentence doesn't have any reporting verb. That is actually indicating that it's been also said by Mina. And the meaning of the sentence also indicating that it's been said by Mina. So we can add them. Like second sentence will be like this. Mina replied that she had gone to Chittagong to see her mother, and added that. You can add the second line because it's also been said by the same speaker. So and added that she is third person. It will not be changed here. It will remain same. She had been suffering from high blood pressure. Now Lippy is asking Mina a question that. So we can write like this. Lippy asked Mina if she is not Mina here. She is actually Mina's mother. If she was sound means well actually, and now will be then. If she was sound then. And Mina has only said no, that is Mina replied in the negative, full stop. Nothing to add with replied in the negative. Only Mina replied in the negative, full stop. So you can match yourself actually. This is not the exam. We have We have to learn it. If you have faced any issue, you can ask me. No problem with it. In fact, you can ask me in next class also. No problem with it. Though we won't have narration in our next class, but you can ask me. Okay. So that will be the end of the class. Sorry, I have taken 2 more minutes from you. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.